Welcome everybody to the greatest of the matches. This is the Emirates USA Rugby Men's Division II College National Championships. This is where it all comes down to, the championship round. It is University of Minnesota Duluth taking on University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. My name is Gift Time Ebelu. This is the Katie Worst, and it's going to be a great one today.
We've got just a fantastic opportunity here to see some great men's collegiate rugby. We had 6 different try scores scored for Minnesota Duluth. They really have asserted their dominance here in this tournament. UW-Whitewater really looking to make a statement early on. Fantastic players such as Jack Healy as well. And we're going to go here and just talk a little bit about some of the rosters here. Go for it, Gift.
Hey, we're just starting off to be able to start this starting roster from Minnesota Duluth. Derek Van Klein, Blake Martin, and Lars Anderson will be taking those front rows. Andy Buntrock, Zach Lucas, and Tony Wilson will be taking it for the locks and flanker. Luke DeRouche and Jake Ludiger at 7 and 8. At scrum half, Cody Christensen. At fullback, Tracy Bolstead. Zach Schwartz, Dan Roble, Logan Hansen, Sam Torvine, and Austin Herschel will be finishing off for the backs. For University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, Joseph Graham, Jacob Grashbaugh, and Brandon Lopez will be the front rows. Jonathan Wright, Anthony Andolino will be the locks. Alexander Marshall, Sam Corner, Matthew Grinnell will be the flankers and 8-man. Tim Grams, Jake and Jack Healy will be scrum half and fly half. Matt Drewicki, Ryan Jellings, Tyler Fouche, Eric Pashowitz will be the remaining backs.
At inside center, Robert Sindick. And outside, Ryan Gellings. The other wing, Tyler Fuchs. And to complete your starting side, Eric Pakowitz. And now for the reigning national champion, Minnesota Duluth.
So, Gift, as they go through just the lineups here for all the fans, what do you think we have in store for us here in this match?
Look, looking off from what happened last week, this is going to be nothing but power rugby. We saw a Minnesota Duluth team that was just running over the James Madison team yesterday, just showing complete size, speed, and power. University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, much of the same. It looks like that Northern Midwest rugby tends to have a little bit of consistency among them.
A great deal. You can see just the influence of high school rugby as well here. We've got Jack Ely as a former player for Edina too. Trace Bolstead on the other side for Minnesota Duluth. Played for Hopkins as well. These are just rival high school programs that are represented here. Fantastic to see these number of players that are coming up through those systems. You talked about the physicality. There's also a great deal of finesse here. We saw Jake Luker score within the first minute of play just by tipping a pass forward, doing an exceptional job for his team, really being a quality leader. On the other side for UW-Whitewater, really Matt Drezwecki, 2 tries scored early on. Just doing a fantastic job for both sides. Really going to be an exceptional match of a balanced game on both sides.
University of Wisconsin-Whitewater said that they wanted this game. They got their wish. So we're looking forward for a hard match, close game.
We heard Patchowitz talk yesterday, who was the man of the match, saying really they're looking forward to this. They're up for it. UW-Whitewater wants this opportunity, which has many times before. They faced this team in the past. Minnesota Duluth really, just as we said, the dominant force here in men's D2 rugby. We're in for a treat here today.
Both these teams are setting up for the kickoff. You can just see the anticipation in the air.
And ladies and gentlemen, before we get kicked off,
that's big Jake Ludiger. That was the man of the match for the Duluth game yesterday against James Madison, showing nothing but power all day. We're looking to see a big one out of him.
Minnesota Duluth coached by Jeremy Kachuba, with assistant coach Joe Marvin. And on the Whitewater side, we've got head coach Pat O'Connor with assistants Matt Peterson and Tim Probst.
Thank you very much.
Minnesota Duluth, if you hear the chants from the crowd, they're in the black and blue. And Whitewater is in the black jerseys with purple. Getting set for the kickoff here. Looks like Duluth will kick to Whitewater.
Whitewater's going to need to be able to score quick and score fast. We know Minnesota Duluth is very quick on the defense, and they will strike hard and relentlessly.
Referee Miles McIver signals the kick, and we're off.
It is kicked and recovered by Whitewater, tapped off by Greenville.
Great awareness to try to provide good support there, getting the ball off early.
What a push, driving those legs down, taking them down near the 44. Whitewater kicks off, setting up for territory. Recovered by attempted to be recovered by Zach Schwartz, picked up by Joseph Lemke.
Whitewater interested in testing that backfield of Minnesota Duluth. Bolstead kicks forward. Return the same game plan. Both playing a bit of a chess match here early on.
Trying to set up for positioning. Bolstead looking to recover the ball for Duluth. And back to kicking.
Bolstead just exceptional yesterday. He's only a sophomore here on this Minnesota Duluth team.
Recovered by Tyre. It looks like it's going to be an offsides against Duluth. Whitewater's getting it deep inside Duluth territory, right outside the 22-meter. Jack Healy for Whitewater, looking to take the ball in for the penalty.
Healy, the captain of this Whitewater squad, just a vocal leader. Does a fantastic job of just aligning the back line, keeping them in position.
Healy gets the ball out. It's a touch. It's going to be inside the 22-meter, just about the 15-meter mark, deep inside Duluth territory. Great start for this Whitewater team for territorial game. And the Whitewater recovers. Strong pickup by the big man. Ball's taken out to the center.
Great driving tackle there by Duluth.
And we have a penalty against Duluth. Jack Healy looking to kick the ball out. It was a diving in penalty into the ruck. Healy getting the ball out. And it will be a line out from about the 15-meter mark, taking Whitewater back to just about where they were to begin with.
Warhawks having good field position early on here. Applying some solid pressure to Minnesota Duluth in the first few minutes.
Joseph Graham setting to throw the ball in for the line out.
Through both back lines calling out their shots right away. A lot of communication from both sides.
What a recovery by number 19, Brandon Lopez, for the line out. Tim Graham's getting the ball out to Healy. Healy setting it up, getting the ball out to the center. Center cutting inside and is being pushed back to just outside the 22. Whitewater crashing it through with the forwards, trying to suck in that Duluth defense. Ball's out to Andolino. Andolino cutting it in and is just taken down short of the 22-meter mark. Ball's taken out. It's cut into the winger and pushed out into the try. Touchline. Push out into the touchline.
We've got some good phase play here from Whitewater, maintaining possession well, despite some solid defensive efforts by Minnesota Duluth.
Duluth recovering the ball. That's Zach Lucas. Ball's out. Getting out to Bolstead. Bolstead getting out to big Ludiger. Ludiger using that power, crashing through, taken down just outside the 22. Bolstead getting the ball out. Taken out to Henson. Henson taken down at the 44-meter mark. Duluth getting it out to Tyre. Tyre trying to cut it through. Just taken down over the 50 inside Whitewater territory.
Minnesota Duluth just picking up steam here. Once they get on a roll, very difficult to stop.
Lars Anderson knocked out into touch.
Really, the crux of the attack really has been Bolstead and Lutgers. That's just doing a fantastic job working off of each other. Bolstead, always great field vision, knowing when to put down a drop little kick forward to create some space, or always looking, searching for Lutgers crashing forward despite his physical prowess and size, does a great job of really just being evasive, looking to find those gaps.
Graham setting up for the throw-in for the line-out, and it is recovered. Ball's taken out to Healy. Healy kicking for territory.
Healy, great kick, just dropped right behind.
Zach Schwartz recovering the ball for Duluth. Taking out to Tyre. Tyre getting out to Bolstead. Bolstead taking it out to the outside center, Fouche. Showing great play by Hansen. Hansen's taken down inside the 44 inside Duluth territory. Bolstead trying to get the long pass out to Van Klein. Van Klein just showing a lot of speed, showing the opening and getting it out to Ludiger. Ludiger trying to use a little bit of evasiveness, fending off another defender, taken down deep inside Whitewater territory. Ball's taken out to Bolstead. Bolstead getting out to Alex Tyre. Tyre in for the untouched score. First try for this game. 34 minutes remaining in this. Alex Tyre with the first score. 5-0 before the conversion.
Minnesota Duluth just really dictating how go-forward movement is always going to win games for you here. They're doing a fantastic job. Lukers again just charging forward. Great ball carrier for this team. And then Tyre just finishing it off in the corner untouched.
So I had it up to a point. Yeah, and I ran into that pole.
Really, Minnesota Duluth, just quick ball movement. Just, I mean, they have known for a physical side, but doing a really great job of switching fields, getting the ball off the ground quick enough. Really just wreaking havoc in terms of defenses that are trying to do what they can to scramble, to find some sort of answer for all the different weapons they have in their arsenal.
Bolstead prepping for this, for the first conversion of the day.
Bolstead was 6 for 7 yesterday with conversions. An exceptional rate there. Accuracy in this final match is going to be really critical.
Bolstead misses the conversion. It's going to remain 5-0. Whitewater setting up to kick off the ball. Trace Bolstead and the rest of the Duluth team setting up for the return.
Talking about so many of these Minnesota Duluth players are actually homegrown here in the state of Minnesota. Bolstead in particular played for Hopkins. Great well-known program there, part of the Minnesota Youth Rugby contingent.
Ludiger building up a head of steam on the return, getting it down to the 44-meter line inside Duluth territory, getting it out to Van Klein. Van Klein taken down immediately. Christensen kicking the ball out for territory, and it looks like it will go straight out into touch. It'll start back at the point of the kick, just about the 44-meter mark.
Van Klein and Anderson, just a pair of exceptional props, both Division II All-Americans. Great work rate. Great forceful play. Good movement there by Whitewater.
Ball's taken out. Big, nice little dummy and size up for Joe Healy. Ball's out to the winger for Whitewater. Whitewater taking it down inside the 22-meter line.
Healy, great little offload there to start that play. Good continuity.
Great counter ruck by Minnesota Duluth. As Duluth gets it out to Bolstead. Bolstead taking it in to Lars Anderson. Anderson is taken down immediately.
Duluth well done to disrupt possession there, turning it over quickly. Ooh, a little miscue there by Bolstead.
Picked up by Robel.
Little hack forward. Whitewater picks up the ball.
Great possession by Whitewater. Grahams gets it out to Healy. Healy ducking down and hit immediately just outside the try zone, just about 10 meters outside the try zone.
Great solid work trying to clear out that ruck. Whitewater really working to maintain this possession, earn themselves the penalty. Ball will be awarded to Whitewater. They take the ball, quick tap going forward. Healy's trying to go for it, sees the try line forward.
Another big crash by Whitewater. That looks like big number 8, Matthew Grinnell. Taken in by Jonathan Wright. Wright trying to crash it through, using a little bit of that power of the locks. Grahams digging in, getting in. Big Brandon Lopez in for the score for Whitewater.
Lopez getting on the board early on for this Warhawk team. You can hear the crowd's answer. They're fired up here. Really well-earned try. Credit back to Healy taking the ball to ground and really having a great bunch of support, trying to ruck over the ball. Picked it up and Lopez able to finish it.
See these Whitewater players getting hyped, Duluth players getting hyped, you know it's already a great game. We're setting up for Tim Grams to kick in for the conversion. Just see the effort from Lopez and just all that energy right on the field.
Lopez just really kind of marshaling this momentum for this Warhawk team. Using some physicality to get across that try line. Tim Grams attempting the kick here.
And the kick is through. Whitewater goes up 7-5 early in the first half. Duluth setting up for the kick. Whitewater setting up for the return.
Minnesota Duluth in a position they haven't found themselves often on the less fortunate side of the scoreline. We'll see how they counter after this try scored.
Ball's kicked and recovered by Brandon Lopez. Lopez digging deep and crashing down, taken down immediately. Tim Grams gets the ball out, taking it out to his winger. It looks like that was Samuel Corner. And you get a big play out of the forwards. Big number 4, Jonathan Wright, showing a little speed, getting it over to 50 inside Duluth territory. Whitewater picking up the miscued pass. Healy kicking the ball out, trying to set a little bit out, and it goes into the backfield. That was Matt Druzwiecki with the kick into the back. It'll be taken back from the point of origin at about the 44-meter mark.
Druzwiecki so critical to their win yesterday, scored 2 tries on the day, really just is utilizing that combination of power and speed, an always notable try-scoring threat. It's a really closely contested match so far.
Scrum will be taken from the 50. It'll be Duluth ball.
Scrum battle we've seen in so many other matches so far in this tournament has been really critical. Let's see how it holds up here.
Christensen gets the ball in. Duluth using that strong power out to Bolstead. Bolstead getting it out to Hansen. Hansen's taken down and flipped up and put down at the 50-meter mark. Christian taking it out to Bolstead. Bolstead getting it out to Robel. Robel taken down out to Darush. Darush lowering the shoulder and is taking it over the edge into the Whitewater territory. Duluth trying to utilize quick crashes, giving themselves a little bit of space. And we have a penalty. It'll be not rolling away by Duluth. Whitewater setting up for the penalty kick.
Whitewater electing to try to move and push the ball quickly. McIver will bring it back on the mark. Duluth trying to work the game plan just to keep the ball tight, trying to inch forward, gain some of those hard meters. Whitewater's able to be disruptive there, earn themselves a kick for territory.
Healy gets the ball out. And a great kick by Jack Healy, taken inside the 22, inside the Duluth territory. Joseph Grams will be setting up to throw in for the lineout.
Healy, a native of Edina, Minnesota. No stranger to the Minnesota school system there. A really great leader here for this Whitewater club.
And a great recovery by Duluth, disrupting the lineout. Duluth will recover inside their try zone. Bolstead gets it out, taken in by the forward.
Fantastic take on that line out there for Minnesota Duluth. Bolstead sees space, kicks it forward.
Not very far kick ball. It looks like Matt Grinnell is able to recover the ball for Whitewater. Grams gets the ball out to Healy. Healy taking it out to the fullback. Cut into the winger and is taken down, still on his feet, taken down inside the 22 meters. Whitewater possession. crashing through with the quick plays.
Duluth starting to assert some defensive pressure there. Slowly inching them backward. A lot of go forward on that launch.
Big pickup by Anthony Andolino. See the fend off by Jonathan Wright, trying to give himself a little space. Tim Graham gets the ball out to Healy. Healy cuts it back in, keeps it himself, is taken out of the 22-meter mark. Grahams gets it off to Patchowitz. Patchowitz kicking the ball into the try zone, and it will go out the back.
Patchowitz, a player that also plays for Milwaukee Barbarians Sevens program, trying to kind of scoot the ball up forward. Just a little bit too far out. Probably had a lot to do with the wind here, still picking up.
It's going to be a scrum going to Duluth.
T-scrum here for Minnesota Duluth. Really want to make a statement in terms of who's going to be pushing who back most of this game.
Christensen gets the ball inside. Ball's out, gets out to Bolstead. Bolstead kicks for territory.
Bolstead a little bit off on the foot that time.
And a recovery by Whitewater, taken inside the 22-meter line. Great counter ruck. Ball's taken down immediately.
That was Matt Trzecki picking up the ball, the 2-try score from yesterday.
Grahams gets the ball out to Sidnick. Grahams gets it out to Healy. Healy cutting inside, keeping it himself, trying to find some open space, some support. Brandon Lopez out there for support. Great pickup by Whitewater.
Credit to Lopez for extra hustle there. Healy ran a bit away from support, but Lopez was able to pick him up.
Whitewater trying to find a little space with the forwards. Grahams gets it out. It's taken to the winger. Nice push underneath.
Solid charge forward there.
Greshbach taking in that play. Sidnick tries to show a little power, lowering the shoulder.
Attempt on the tackle there for Alexander Marshall.
Grahams gets it out to Healy. Healy cutting back inside. What a great play, putting it out, and a score for Whitewater. That is Matt Trzecki taking it in, cutting it inside, showing that wiggle and agility to put Whitewater up 12-5.
Trzecki just such a dangerous scoring threat, really a very evasive maneuver coming forward. You can see his enthusiasm, excitement at this point. Momentum shift to Whitewater for sure. He saw the gap. Defense just a little bit misaligned. Trzecki well-earned try early. Minnesota Duluth in a bit of state of shock here at this point. Trying to regroup, trying to see what they can do to kind of combat this up-tempo pace that the Whitewater Warhawks have been playing so far.
Tim Graham setting up for the conversion. And the score is made. Whitewater up 14-5 over Minnesota Duluth. Whitewater will be setting up for the kick return. Duluth preparing for the kickoff. Bolstead looking to set his team up. Ball's kicked off, recovered by Jacob Greshbach. Greshbach gets it off. Tim Graham's kicking for territory. Recovered by Zach Schwartz and immediately tackled by Tyler Fouche. Great play by Ludiger, trying to get a little bit of room, taken down just outside the 44 inside Duluth territory.
Whitewater able to recover the ball here.
Big play by Sidnick. Sidnick getting the ball off to Andolino. Andolino getting it out to the centers. taken out to the fullback, Patchowitz.
Team Minnesota Duluth doing what they can to try to counter Ruck. Getting very physical here at this breakdown.
Tim Grahams gets it out to Wright. Wright taking it to Sidnick. Sidnick is hit up immediately upon reception, taken outside the 44-meter inside Duluth territory.
Luker's just letting him know he's there. He'll be there the rest of this match.
Healy showing a little wiggle, trying to get it out to his winger. Ball goes out into touch. It's going to be Duluth ball on the line out. Neal again setting up to throw the ball in for the line out.
So much physical play here by both sides. You can see Duluth just getting a bit frustrated. Really, UW-Whitewater doing such a great job when ball goes to ground. They're coming over it right away and then moving the ball wide as quick as they can, really stretching out that Minnesota Duluth defense. A lot of momentum here in the Warhawk camp at this point.
Looks like we're setting up for the scrum. Duluth was able to recover on the scrum. Christensen setting up to put in.
Christensen, another try score from yesterday. One of the other captains.
Whitewater able to turn the scrum. It's going to be Whitewater possession.
Whitewater thrilled with that result there. Type 5 forwards really making a statement at this stage. Minnesota Duluth scrum looking to recover. Ooh, and recover they do, certainly. Look at that drive.
What a push by Duluth. Duluth gets it out to Bolstead. Bolstead getting it out to Roble. Roble knocking it on. It's going to be Whitewater possession inside the 44-meter mark inside Duluth territory.
Bolstead maybe not anticipating quite a shove there. Just a little bit off. Fortunate knock on. Moving forward to catch the ball. Wasn't able to make it happen. Forwards from both sides, no stranger to physical play. Early on the engage there. Ball comes straight out quick. It's Lukers in on the tackle, attempt to push it back.
Healy able to grub it out. Picked up by Try taken down just at the 22. DeRouche trying to use a little fend off, taken down just outside the 20, inside the 22. Another big hit. Van Klein trying to take it down. Duluth gets it out to Hanson. Hanson trying to start her step, slips a little bit on the ground. Bolstead trying to shimmy. Ludiger missing the pass, picked up by Sidnick.
Looks like the call offsides there by Whitewater. Looks like Duluth will elect to kick for territory. Release some pressure.
Ball goes out inside Whitewater territory. It's going to be at the 44-meter mark. Ball will be thrown in by Neil Fagan. I'm sorry, it will be thrown in by Sam Ferenz. Ball's recovered by Duluth.
Good pick and charge there.
Bolstead getting it to Ludiger. Ludiger trying to spin out, use a little bit of power, taken down just at the 44-meter mark.
Whitewater a little bit too early on the anticipation of that pass. Luker made him pay.
Van Klein charging through. Out to Alex Try. Christensen getting out to Bolstead. Bolstead taking it deep, taking it to Robel. It's out to Ferenz. Ferenz taken down inside the 22-meter mark. Bolstead trying to take the corner, getting out to Try. Try is hit upon reception. Ball's cut inside to the forwards. Duluth trying to power their way inside. And it looks like we have a held up play. Whitewater able to put some defense, prevent the score for Duluth.
Whitewater did really well to keep that one out of the try zone. Minnesota Duluth just doing a great job switching fields so quickly, forcing them to scramble to get in good defensive position.
You can see the big play by Robel trying to get it in on the crash. Great gang tackling by the Whitewater team. Big push, and it looks like Whitewater able to prevent the ball from going down. Still another prevented try taken down to the 22-meter mark. It'll be kicked off by Sidnick. Sidnick getting the ball deep inside Duluth territory. Attempted recovery by Alex Try.
Whitewater just keeping that consistent up-tempo pressure on this Minnesota Duluth team.
Bolsted's trying to spin it back around. Big tackle by Ryan Jellings. Christensen getting it out to Try out to DeRouche. DeRouche trying to use a fend off, is taken down just before the 22-meter line. Lars and Derek Van Klein knocking the ball on. It'll be a scrum advantage to Whitewater. Whitewater still maintaining possession of the ball.
Just seeing a couple of uncharacteristic handling errors by this Duluth side. Credit goes to Whitewater for coming up together in full defensive force. Really making them take their eyes off the ball, make it very difficult to receive the pass.
Whitewater having a great advantage, taking this scrum inside the 22-meter mark.
We saw early in the scrum contention, Whitewater is able to wield the scrum, and then Duluth answered with a great charge forward. Back down at the try line there, really even match. We'll see how this one turns out.
And the ball's out of play. Whitewater attempting to recover. Big hit by DeRouche, and it's going to be called as straight out. It's still going to maintain Whitewater possession.
That tackle down effort to pick up the ball is just really a metaphor for what's happening here in this match. Such an even contest.
12.5 minutes remaining in this match. Whitewater up 14-5 on the defending champions Minnesota Duluth in the first half.
With such an even contest, we want to know what you think. How's this going to turn out? Join the conversation on Twitter using hashtag NCS2014.
Bolstead kicking out for territory. Ball goes into touch. It's going to be taken just out inside the 50-meter mark inside Duluth territory.
In terms of great competition as well, you can tune in to see some international women's rugby in Atlanta on March 14th and 15th. It's going to be at Kennesaw State University. You can get your tickets at usarugby.org/Atlanta7s. Go on there for more information. We'd love to see you down there in Atlanta.
Joseph Graham setting up for the line out.
Little fake there on the line out.
Covered by.
Well taken by Whitewater.
Healy getting the ball out. Taking out to Sidnick. Sidnick taking it all out to the center. Hit upon completion, and Whitewater still maintaining possession of the ball. Great little run. Both teams still struggling to maintain possession of the ball, and it's going to be a penalty against Duluth.
The only thing that disrupts that type of good ball movement is solid tackling. Duluth laid one there. Not so lucky in this opportunity. Penalty goes to Whitewater.
Sidnick setting up for the kick for touch.
Sidnick taking a second thought. Healy's been exceptional with the boot today.
And it'll be taken at the 22-meter inside Duluth territory.
See Whitewater using a little bit of misdirection, kind of fake for the line out. Worked out well for them last time. Let's see what they go with this opportunity.
Recovered by Andolino, and ball's taken out to Healy. Healy getting it out to Sidnick. Sidnick with a grubber, bounced off, and it goes into touch. It will be Whitewater possession at the 22 off the knock-on from Minnesota Duluth.
That was Logan Hansen getting his hand in on that kick. They definitely had some space there to work with, and there was certainly some support. Great job getting in the way there by Hansen. McIver stepping back.
Great recovery by Whitewater with a maul charge. Tim Grahams gets the ball out, taking it out to Healy. Healy getting it out to Sidnick, and it is a missed pass recovered by Dan Rodell. Rodell taken down.
Whitewater in trouble here, trying to scramble back defensively.
We have a penalty. We get the quick. Jake Ludiger using a little elusiveness, a little fend off, still on his feet, taking inside Whitewater territory. It is knocked off of Brandon Lopez. It is picked up by Neil Fagan. I'm sorry, by Sam Ferenz.
Lopez was offsides there, trying to retreat. See Duluth having a conversation about that.
You can see the big play by Ludiger using the dummy to offset the defense, using all that power that he's been having all weekend long.
See Logan in on the clear out. Quick to move the ball there, good support. Fast-paced action here in this game. We're under the 10-minute mark. University of Wisconsin-Whitewater's up 14-5 for University of Minnesota Duluth, the defending champion, here for this Division II Men's Collegiate National Championship Series. Reset that scrum.
Inside Whitewater territory. Scrum has been engaged. Ball's out. Big 8-man pickup. Great little shimmy by Grinnell. Jack Healy picking the ball on the quick ruck.
Healy did well to pick that up. The counter ruck pressure from Duluth was very difficult there. A lot of bodies on the ground at this breakdown.
And offsides. Coming from the side, penalty against Duluth.
Referee McIver looking to clean it up a bit.
Healy with the kick. And it goes into touch at the 22-meter mark.
Healy, solid territorial gain there for Whitewater. That great quick movement to bring the ball last time and charge forward on the driving maul. See if they can replicate that this line out.
Grahams gets the ball in. Tim Grahams gets it out to Healy. Healy getting it out to Ridnick. Ridnick cutting it inside, trying to find a little support. Ball's taken out. Healy recovers it. Have a great ball movement, getting it out to the outside. Just a little bit of a miss by Patchwick, but picked up by Drzwicki. Duluth able to recover the ball on the ruck. Crashed down inside by Van Klein. Ball's out to Ludiger. Ludiger getting the ball out, trying to attempt the ball out to try. Loses it. It's picked up by Schwartz. Schwartz taking it over to 50 inside Whitewater territory. It's going to be a penalty against Whitewater.
Bolstead did well in that series to try to distribute the ball quickly. Luker had the same idea. Great in theory, not so much in execution there.
Ref will be talking with both captains.
Kyver bringing over Cody Christensen. Great inspirational leader here for this program. Does a great deal of work on and off the field for this Minnesota Duluth team. Jack Healy as well, another All-American. Christensen was last year's national championship MVP.
Christensen gets the ball off to Lars Anderson. Anderson taken down. Do another quick crash to Van Klein, utilizing those dual prop actions. Bolstead gets the ball out to Ludiger. Ludiger is hit immediately by Jack Healy. Healy balls out to Bolstead. Bolstead getting out to Try. Try with the quick shimmy underneath. Taking it around the edge and is hit from behind deep inside Whitewater territory.
Tyler showing great pace there on that break. Bring back to early on, just credit to Healy for such a solid tackle there on Lutgers.
And you can see just great awareness for Alex Tyre.
Little goose step there. Good chase down by Whitewater winger.
Big push by Duluth. Duluth trying to get it out, and it looks like Whitewater having possession of the ball. Missed time kick, and Ludiger able to recover the kick for Duluth. Bolstead getting it out to Rodell. Rodell getting out to Hansen. Hansen cutting inside and is taken down inside the 10-meter mark. DeRouche trying to cut inside and get deep, hit him immediately. Ludiger using the power to crash through. Out to Anderson. Anderson gets it out to Tyre. Tyre getting to Bolstead. Bolstead trying to evade a tackler.
Tyre handles that errant pass very well, getting it back to Bolstead. Solid tackle there.
Great one by Matthew Grinnell. Ludiger receiving the ball, trying to crash it through.
Heroic defensive effort here by UW-Whitewater.
Bolstead evading a tackler, taken down. And we have a knock-on against Duluth. It'll be Whitewater possession for the scrum, deep inside their territory.
Whitewater just playing tenacious defense here, really wasting no time to get up in the face of Minnesota Duluth, giving them no time to make a proper decision. Still great field position for Minnesota Duluth.
Duluth able to recover the ball in the scrum. Jake Ludiger trying to take it to the outside, give a little space. Christensen getting it out to Van Klein. Van Klein missing the ball, picking it up by Hansen. Hansen still maintaining. Whitewater getting another penalty against them, not rolling away. Duluth trying to take advantage. Cody Christensen looking to take the ball on.
You see Hansen telling his whole team, just calm down, okay, maintain possession of the ball. He more than once has scooped up a ball off the ground. Duluth will charge forward here with a pack of forwards.
Christensen getting it out to Van Klein. Ball's out to Bolstead. Bolstead getting it to Ludiger. Ludiger almost dropping that possession, but able to hold on. Christensen getting it out to Bolstead. Bolstead getting that to Tyre.
Tyre does well to basically skip over that tackle. Maintains ball possession.
Big hit! What a hit by Whitewater by number 13, Sidnick.
Sidnick had him in his sights the whole well. He read that play exceptionally well.
Whitewater recovering the possession, taking it out to the winger, taken down immediately, and it goes into touch. It will be Duluth ball inside Whitewater territory. And you can just see Sidnick just aiming on Bolstead with the quick pick, with the quick hit, no cares, completely relentless.
Whitewater really, in terms of defense, are wasting no time to get forward.
Big push by Whitewater on the counter ruck. It's going to be a penalty against Whitewater, though, not rolling away, coming from the side.
Despite this solid defensive effort, Duluth has done well to maintain possession of the ball, just trying to look for a break.
Lars Anderson trying to crash it through. Ball's out to Bolstead. Bolstead out to Hansen. Hansen sidestepping 2 players, cutting inside, and is taken down just outside the try zone. Christensen getting it out to Schwartz. Schwartz taking it out to Tyre. Tyre hit just outside the zone, and it's going to be a penalty against Duluth. Great recovery by Whitewater.
It's a really unfortunate miscue there, just in timing in terms of what line of running they're going to take. Tyre just kind of took the wrong way. Really great.
And that'll go into the halftime. Whitewater up on Minnesota Duluth 14-5. The incumbents having a little trouble in this early part of the game, but it has not been anything but exciting rugby. What have you seen so far, Katie?
Just Whitewater all defense all day so far in the last 6 minutes of play. Minnesota Duluth getting a bit frustrated, not able to get the line breaks that they're used to having, just having some miscues in the backfield too. But exceptional job by Whitewater. They said they were up for this match. They said they wanted, and they definitely came here to play.
Well, we'll see what happens in this second half. My name is Gift Time and Bailey. This is the Katie Worst. You guys stay tuned. We'll be right back after halftime. We're back for the second half of the Emirates Airlines USA Rugby Men's Division II Championship game. This has been an exciting matchup so far. University of Minnesota Duluth has been trailing Whitewater in this game 14-5. Kickoff will begin. Whitewater kicking off to Duluth to start the second half. And it's been recovered by Duluth. Number 3, Lars Anderson on the recovery.
Lucas picking up the ball, good charging forward, breaking another defender.
Taking it to the outside, looking for the corner play, breaking the tackle, and he's in for the score. What a way to open up the second half.
Lucas really just kind of putting the team on his shoulders and saying, let's go, we're gonna get a handle on this second half here early on. You see just finding that space, great field vision, breaking that tackle again, stepping forward. Great pace, utilizing his size. Just a great individual athletic effort there by Lucas.
Scores up 14-10 in the beginning of the second half, opening set of the second half.
Lucas, just like yesterday, within the first couple of minutes, really, it's all about that momentum shift. He sort of made a commitment to get this done early on. Whitewater now just kind of stunned at this point, coming off that first half. There just was no defensive effort there for that great individual effort.
Bolstead setting up for the conversion. Try and cut this down to a 2-point game. And the conversion is no good. It'll remain 14-10. University of Wisconsin-Whitewater up on Minnesota Duluth is the opening for the second half of this game. Whitewater setting up for the kickoff. It'll be kicked by Sidnick.
Lukers again there just charging forward. You see this replay.
Duluth able to recover the kickoff. Ball's taken out to the forwards, crash down. Good leg drive as Duluth tries to get it down to the 50-meter mark. Ball's taken out to the center. It looks like that is Tony Wilson maintaining control on that ball. Ball's out to Bolstead. Bolstead gets out to Rodell. Rodell hit immediately by Healy. Big kick by Christensen, blocked by Whitewater, recovered by Patchowitz. Patchowitz trying to take it to the outside, cuts back inside, looking for space, finding nothing but open room, and is tackled, gets the ball off to Grinnell. Grinnell is taken down inside Duluth territory. Whitewater trying to hold possession inside the ruck. Out to Sidnick. Sidnick trying to evade the tackler. Couple of fend-offs. Healy is hit immediately. And we're going to see the knock-on against Whitewater.
Patchowitz, the man of the match yesterday, just so dangerous there in open field. Picks up the ball. Defense just splits through. Works his way up towards the middle of the field, able to offload it. Grinnell charging up, doing what he can to get some extra meters. Duluth getting back in good position defensively, able to keep him out. You see back and forth this match has been. Duluth scoring right off the bat, Minnesota coming back and charging forward in good field position here.
Scrum's been blown up. Trying to determine what exactly was the reason for the canceled scrum. If you want to continue to see some great USA Rugby action, USA Rugby is excited to announce their partnership with the USA Wheelchair Rugby and the Lakeshore Foundation. To learn more about the partnership and #1 ranked wheelchair rugby team in the world, check out their new website at wsawr.org. Christensen getting the ball in. Duluth trying to get it out, and it's out to Bolstead. Bolstead trying to evade the tackler, kicks it out for territory. Recovered by Patchowitz, and it looks like we have a penalty offsides against Whitewater. Duluth will be taking the ball back inside the 22-meter line in their territory.
Taking that long walk back to recover the ball. Bolstead looks set up to take the kick.
Bolstead gets the ball out, and it goes into Whitewater territory, taking just outside the 44-meter line.
Minnesota Duluth happy to get in this half of the field. Fortunate to keep Whitewater off that last great play by Patchowitz and Grinnell together.
Four-man line out, not straight, throw in line out. It's going to be Whitewater possession. Whitewater electing to take the line out.
Using that misdirection again.
Tim Grahams gets the ball out to Healy. Healy taking it out to Sidnick. Sidnick fending off one player, getting it out to Fouche. Tim Graham getting it out to Healy. Healy getting it out to Jellings. Jellings taking it to Patchowitz. Patchowitz is taken down and loses the ball forward. It's going to be a forward pass. Scrum going to Minnesota Duluth.
Patchowitz so great at really trying to hit the branches of that tree on the tackler, doing a fantastic job, being evasive, getting a couple extra meters when Whitewater needs it the most. Go back to another midfield position scrum. Great low body height from both sides on this scrum.
Christensen getting the ball out to Bolstead. Bolstead looking off, getting it out to Rodell. Sorry, getting Duluth trying to take it out, take advantage of the outside. Immediately hit. Quick with the ruck. Whitewater trying to use a strong counter ruck, able to recover the ball inside the ruck. Getting out to Sidnick. Sidnick taking it inside, taking it outside to the winger.
Sidnick responsible for that hammering tackle earlier, putting a great deal of effort into the attack at this stage.
Brandon Lopez trying to lower the shoulder to give a little bit of room. Ball is taken in by Andolino.
Graham's making an effort there in the tackle.
Healy trying to take it in himself. Gets it inside the 20, just about the 22-meter mark. Ball's taken out to Patchwood. Patchwood's evading two players. It's taken down just inside the 22, inside Duluth territory. Graham's trying to get the ball out. It's out to Grinley. Grinley getting down to Sidnick. Sidnick trying to find a little space. Shuffling it out to Foosh.
Whitewater did very well to read the defense there. They weren't able to shift over in enough time.
Sidnick lowering his shoulder, trying to get it down to the try line. Ball's taken in just again at the try line. Big hit on number 6, Alexander Marshall.
See Duluth players kind of signaling each other to shift over, slide over. They're really great at switching fields.
Jellings trying to take the ball in. Healy trying to get it out. Patchowitz with a quick, trying to get it to his outside winger, Matt Druzwicki. Druzwicki having to take it back inside.
Credit to Duluth for launching forward, not giving him enough time to get that pass off.
Healy trying to lower the shoulder, get back inside. It looks like we have a scrum advantage going towards Whitewater. Sidnick trying to cut it up, trying to take advantage, getting it out to Grinley. Grinley just launching it out to Jellings. Jellings just held up, trying to hold himself together. Ruck is being formed. Sidnick coming on the run, trying to take it down. Still stuck just about the 5-meter mark. Out to Andolino. Andolino trying to get it out to Foosh.
Minnesota Duluth, their turn to just really put this excellent effort here on this try-line stand.
Ball's going from the original point of the penalty. Big Brandon Lopez trying to crash it inside.
Healy says we're going with power here on this one.
Tim Graham's trying to cut it, spin it inside. And we have a knock on against Whitewater. It will be Duluth ball for the scrum.
So much ball movement here with this Whitewater squad, really doing a great job to stretch Minnesota Duluth out. Minnesota Duluth really working that push defense, trying to get them to the corners as much as they can. When they utilize the go-forward momentum here on defense, it really doesn't give Whitewater much decision how to switch fields. They're doing a great job there. Critical scrum here at this juncture.
Both teams setting up. Christensen getting ready to put the ball in for the scrum.
We will be presenting the MVP here of this national championship match coming up. If you want to put in your say for who you think it would be, join the conversation at Twitter, NCS, #NCS 2014.
Duluth gets the ball out. Bolstead on the slight recovery. Patchowitz able to recover the ball. Trying to take it, find a little open field. Tries to pooch kick it through, and it goes into touch just at the 22-meter mark. It'll be Duluth possession on the lineout. Sam Friend setting up to throw the ball in.
Whitewater doing just a fantastic job of keeping the number of minutes that they've had in possession of the ball. Duluth tried scrambling, doing whatever they can to just try to regain momentum here. We started early on, Luker scoring for the first point. You can see Duluth making some changes here.
Big recovery by Tim Graham's, getting it out to Healy. Healy getting out to Sidnick. Sidnick trying to fend off and get the ball out. Little mistime pass, but Whitewater able to recover. Healy able to take advantage of the ball, still on his feet, trying to crash it down inside Duluth territory, inside the 22.
Nice little tight run. Just off the breakdown there. Just bobbled it in the contact.
We have a knock on against Whitewater. It's going to be Duluth ball just outside the 22-meter mark.
Duluth rewarded for their defensive efforts there. Looking to regain possession here in this scrum. Here are the Whitewater fans urging on their scrum. Duluth as well chiming in. Great deal of support we have here. For those of you watching back at home, this is a great match so far.
Duluth gets the ball out. Bolstead kicks the ball for territory. And it'll go out into touch just outside the 44-meter mark inside Whitewater's territory.
Fighting Penguins, just the fans as well, and the athletes just breathing a sigh of relief there by Bolstead. Always critical to relieve the pressure when needed. Great defensive effort by Minnesota Duluth. Referee McIver having a little conversation there, trying to maintain the integrity of this line out. Keep an eye on that 5-meter.
Ball's out to Healy, out to Patchowitz, I'm sorry. Siddick trying to take the ball around the edge, getting out to Drzwicki, and it goes into touch. Ferenc setting up to throw in for the lineout for Duluth.
Got to line at almost the same position on the opposite side of the field. See Whitewater making some substitutions too.
Looks like we're substituting Matthew Grinley for number 16, Ian Olivas.
Coach Kachuba for Minnesota Duluth and O'Connor for Whitewater really kind of thinking about how they can outmaneuver each other in terms of making some tactical substitutions.
And we have a drop possession of line out against Duluth. Whitewater will be picking up the possession. Scrum will be going towards Whitewater.
See Minnesota Duluth kind of talking about the score line here, being aware the time is ticking away. At any point in time, this game can break wide open. Both sides just exceptional amount of talent here.
Tim Grahams gets the ball in. And a big push by Minnesota Duluth to recover the possession on the scrum.
Duluth forwards just urged on by their back line, letting them know they're there in support.
Robel taking the ball, showing a little dummy, and is tripped up and taken down inside Whitewater territory. Big pickup by the backs.
Great example of pace there off the back line. He's going to charge forward, go right into the contact. Whitewater gets his hands around the ball.
Christensen getting it out to Bolstead. Bolstead trying to take it, the long one out to Torvini. Ludiger trying to cut inside, is taken down immediately. Christensen gets it off to Van Klein. Van Klein tripped up, still falling forward. Christensen getting out to DeRouche. DeRouche trying to find a little space. It cuts it up and is taken down just outside the 5-meter line. Ludiger dropping the shoulder, trying to charge inside.
Luker stopped there by a good defense effort by Whitewater. Charging forward, got great support by Whitewater.
Van Klein trying to make a little bit of a play, get him closer in. Whitewater attacks immediately, able to prevent the immediate score. And we have a penalty against Whitewater.
Hansen looking keen to take the quick tap. Going forward, taking it himself.
And score! That is Logan Hansen with the score, putting UM up for the first time since the first score of the first half.
There's no question about Hansen's decision. Look, he picks up the ball, immediately looks and sees where the mark is, taps it and goes and charges right forward. No attempt to be evasive, just going right through UW-Whitewater.
Minnesota Duluth going up in this game, tying it 15-15.
Hansen, you've seen him communicate to a number of athletes. Most of the game, really just kind of an inspirational leader, getting everybody pumped up. Decided to just take it on his own right there.
Bolstead looking to put a little extra on this.
Hansen also good awareness. The defense took about a half-second lapse right there. Great awareness to where the referee's mark was. Solid effort to put his team on top.
Conversion is made. Minnesota Duluth goes up 17-14 on Whitewater.
You see Hansen, the try scorer, just repeated over and over, talking about control and how they need to maintain control. They've got the lead, doing the little things right, making sure they shore up some of those handling errors. This Whitewater team is exceptionally dangerous. They have seen to kind of counter any try that they've been able to put on the board. These next 2 minutes will be very critical for Minnesota Duluth.
Sidnick is able to kick, but it does not go 10. It'll be taken back at the 50. Scrum going to Minnesota Duluth.
Duluth fan base cheering them on. Hearing chants of black and blue here from the sideline.
Christensen setting up. We have a split backfield for Duluth.
Duluth forwards really answering the rallying cry from their supporters. Great pushback at Healy taking the ball.
We have a great ruck coming over for Whitewater. And we have a penalty against Duluth. Referees talking to the Duluth players, and we have a yellow card. It will be Billy Tapio who will be taking the 10-minute sin bin. Jack Healy setting up for the kick into touch.
Looks like the call was diving over there, likely for repeated infringements. That's Duluth now set to play down a man. Could be critical considering this Whitewater team. They're just doing a fantastic job of spreading the field as much as possible. Every defender needs to be accounted for.
Joseph Graham setting up for the line out. And recovered by Whitewater as they set up for the maul. Jonathan Wright trying to take it to the outside and loses the ball to Christensen on the interception, taking it out to Jacob Gressbaugh. Gressbaugh taken down at the 22-meter mark. Ball's taken out to the backs, hit in the backfield. Bolstead kicking the ball, and it is recovered by Patchowitz. Eric Patchowitz evading one defender. Trying to find a little support, is taken down inside Duluth territory. Grahams tries to get it out to Lopez. Picked up by number 4, Andy Gutrox.
Oh, they got power over there.
Van Klein trying to crash it through. Popped up to Christensen. Christensen getting out to Bolstead. Bolstead getting out to Tyre. Tyre cutting it back to Robel. Robel getting it out to Hansen. Hansen's taken down just inside the Whitewater territory. There's going to be a penalty against Whitewater.
Hansen slowed up play there just a little bit. Saw he was outmatched defensively. Elected to take the ball to ground. Smart play earned them now an opportunity to kick for some great territorial gain.
Christensen setting up for the kick into touch. And it's going to go out just inside the 22-meter. We're talking about 15 meters inside.
Definitely seen the physicality just picked up from this Minnesota Duluth side. Things are a bit quiet on the Whitewater side at this stage.
We have a couple of substitutions coming in. Brandon Lopez and Ryan Jung's coming in. We have Alex Kitchener, and we'll find out soon for Brandon Lopez. Big crashing play by Whitewater Duluth, trying to get out of their own territory. Take it down to the 22-meter mark. Healy recovering the ball, taking it out to Sidnick. Sidnick trying to get it out to Patchowitz. Recovered by Drzwicki, and we have a penalty and offsides against Minnesota Duluth.
Duluth getting just a little bit eager on the last foot there. Anticipating the pass out, cost him a penalty.
Healy with a tap, getting it out to Sidnick. Sidnick crashing over a player, taking it out to his outside. That's Tyler Foosh. Foosh trying to find a little space, getting it down to the 50-meter mark. Duluth trying to recover on the counter ruck, trying to get possession of that ball. And we have a penalty against Duluth. Looks like we have a little bit of an injury on the field.
Looks to be Healy just taking a moment.
And you can see the big hit on Jack Healy when Sidney getting it off to Jellings, to Foosh. Jack Healy trying to just recover, a little bit winded. And you can tell with these players, they're getting just a little tired. And what they just need is a little bit of Gatorade. Gatorade knows every victory starts from within. It's a determination to come up big when it matters most, but no athlete does it alone. They need training and fuel to perform. That's how greatness comes, from within. Win from within. Players are starting to reset. Healy able to get back up. It's going to be Whitewater possession after the penalty. Van Klein stepping off the field.
Penalty awarded to Whitewater.
Healy kicking off, getting out to Sidnick. Sidnick trying to cut up, trying to find a little space. Drops it, and it is bobbed around, tried to be attempted recover.
Got some handbags going on down on the field there. Healy electing to quick tap and go with the ball, wanted to keep the ball in hand.
We're gonna have a scrum going to Duluth.
Great enthusiastic support from both sides here. Duluth wheeling the scrum.
And it's gonna be Whitewater possession. Whitewater not willing to give this game up. Just under 16 minutes remaining in the half. This is the Emirates Airlines USA Rugby Men's Division II College National Championship game. The winner of this will take the top seed and be the overall winner for Division II for the 2014 season.
If you're just tuning in with us, this is a great contest. Minnesota Duluth leading UW-Whitewater 17-14. We had a number of lead changes so far. A lot of physicality here in this scrum.
Graham's getting the ball out to Healy. Healy trying to sidestep it off, trying to get it to Sidnick. Picked up by number 22, Eric Wellman. Wellman taken down to the try line. Popped out to DeRouche. DeRouche just taken down immediately. Minnesota Duluth trying to get it in. Christensen getting out to Hansen. Hansen is hit.
Hansen just able to turn sideways and push the ball backwards.
And we have a forward crash coming down by Gerbach. Reschbach still on their feet, setting up the maul, trying to just power it through. And we have the held up maul. It's going to be Whitewater possession. Deep inside their territory. It's about the 5-10 meter mark.
Hansen did what he could to just recover that pass. He was a little bit in front of it. found himself too high coming into contact. Whitewater held the ball up. Good scrum position here for Minnesota Duluth. Fighting Penguins looking to sneak this ball in.
Big push being made, and we have the turn scrum. Duluth able to get possession of that scrum. It will be their ball deep inside Whitewater territory.
You can tell the Duluth forwards really wanted that one. So Bolstead celebrating there too, urging them on, really letting them know that this is where they can make a statement at this point. Good shot of that Whitewater front row there. Just a great battle.
Christensen gets the ball out, getting out to Hansen. And we have the knock on. Hansen dropping the ball just slightly. It'll be Whitewater possession.
Difficult pass to handle there for Hansen. Good pressure by the number 9 for Whitewater. It's Timothy Grams. Great to have him close to provide some support there for his brother Joseph, who lines out at number 1 there.
Big push by Whitewater. Duluth trying to show that power. Pick up by number 5, Anthony Andolino, as he's taken down for Whitewater. Ball's taken out, and we see in a big push that is Patchowitz trying to take it down to the 22. Tim Graham's getting it to his forwards.
Whitewater did very well to recover possession there.
Ball's out to Healy. Healy getting out to Sidnick. Sidnick not able to handle the ball well, able to offload it, and we have a knock-on going to Duluth. Still inside Whitewater territory.
Pressure's rising here for both teams. We're seeing a lot of players just anticipating getting a bit too much in front of the pass. Passer as well could lead them so they can run onto it. Solid body position for both sides.
Christensen gets the ball in, and it's stolen by Whitewater.
Duluth with the drive, Whitewater's hooker, great job there.
8-man pickup. You can see that's number 7, Samuel Corner, trying to give a little open space for Whitewater. Getting back on his feet, and it looks like we have an obstruction call against Whitewater. It's gonna be Minnesota Duluth ball just inside their 44.
Credit to Jacob Gresh back there, hooker for Whitewater. Fantastic job to take one against the head.
Looks like Minnesota Duluth will be kicking for points. Try and pad this, give themselves a little bit of room. Still making this a 1-score game.
Significant length kick here for Bolstead. Pretty good grand ball to take considering 6 for 7 on conversions yesterday.
Bolstead setting up for the long penalty kick. And the kick is no good. Whitewater will take the ball from the 22.
Had the distance, just not the accuracy there. Got 10 minutes remaining here in this Division II Men's National Championship match.
Sidnick kicking the ball off, Hansen recovering it outside the 50. Cutting back inside, taken down just at the 44-meter mark. Christensen getting the ball out to his forwards. Forwards trying to grind those legs through, just taken down immediately by a strong Whitewater defense. Taken by Tyre. Tyre trying to cut it in. Brought down just before the 22. Ball's out to Bolstead. Bolstead taking it out to the backers. Back to taking it out to Hansen. Hansen loses it into the touchline. It will be Whitewater possession inside their own territory.
Looks like referee McIver's going to stop the clock for a moment to attend to some injuries. Want to take time to thank another sponsor. AIG is a proud sponsor of USA Rugby. They're the leading international insurance and financial services organization. They serve commercial, institutional, and individual customers in more than 130 countries. We certainly appreciate their support. AIG was a critical part of bringing pretty recently the New Zealand All Blacks here to the Chicagoland area for a great match against our U.S. Eagles. Speaking of U.S. Eagles, Graham Harriman, a former Eagle that played for Minnesota Duluth. Looks like Bolstead is...
We've seen Bolstead walking on the field. A big hit on him. Great play out of Bolstead this entire weekend. Been able to make smart distribution plays.
Bolstead been so critical all day long off the boot. Gaining a great deal of territory, making solid decisions. Only sophomore here for Minnesota Duluth, the former Hopkins High School athlete. Big loss there for Minnesota Duluth in terms of field vision and leadership.
Whitewater will be setting up for the lineout. Joseph Graham setting up to throw the ball in.
Bolstead so often the one distributing to Lukers, who's just done a fantastic job of gaining ground for Minnesota. We'll see what different selections Coach Kachuba is going to make at this stage.
Andolino recovering the ball for Whitewater. Graham gets the ball out to Healy. Healy getting it out to his backer, Alex Kitchener. And Duluth able to recover out to DeRouche. DeRouche finding space between the tacklers. Nothing but open field tackle, and is down for the score. What a try run by Luke DeRouche.
Tyler Fouche did his best to kind of try to get over, see what he could do to stick a shoulder in the last-ditch effort. Really, there wasn't much that could be done there. DeRouche just fantastic line there of running, saw the space. Nothing really defense could recover. Healy trying to make the ankle tap too. DeRouche was pretty much in the try zone the second the ball came in his hands. Solid effort, great pace there.
Minnesota Duluth going up 22-14 on the big play by Luke DeRouche, the flanker.
So many great contributors here by this Minnesota Duluth team. They had 6 different try scores yesterday in their semifinal account.
Christensen able to get the ball through that puts Minnesota Duluth up 24-14, making this a 2-score game with 8 minutes remaining in this match.
Duluth also been described as the dominant force here in D2 men's rugby. Really the second half from the very start. Lukers coming out scoring right away, sort of up the tempo.
Sidney getting the ball out, recovered by Zach Schwartz. Schwartz taken down just inside the 22-meter line in Duluth territory. Luger trying to spin one off, breaking the tackle and getting it back to the 22-meter mark. Ball's taken out to Tyre. Tyre cutting inside, showing that speed and agility. Gets the ball out to his winger. That is Eric Wellman. Whitewater trying to swarm, trying to show a little defensive prowess. Ball's taken in by Lars Anderson.
Credit needs to be given to Christensen too at the scrum half position. So great at really getting the ball straight off the ground, picking up the tempo this play for Minnesota Duluth, especially here in the second half.
We had a turnover inside the tackle. Ball's taken down to Ian Olivas. Trying to find a little crash room. It's going to be a not releasing against Minnesota Duluth. Whitewater going to try and take advantage. Jack Healy cutting inside, taking it in himself. Ball's taken out to Alex Kitchener. Set the counter ruck as Whitewater trying to maintain possession out of a strong counter ruck against Duluth.
Got a 10-point difference. Closing in on the 5-minute mark here. this national championship match.
Big forward play, trying to get a little room for Whitewater. Tim Graham's just getting the ball out to Kitchener. Kitchener getting it out to Patchowitz. Patchowitz bobbling the ball and taken down immediately. Offloads it off to Samuel Corner, and we have a penalty not releasing against Whitewater. Duluth taking the ball from their 50. Christensen setting up to kick the ball into touch. Cody Christensen getting the ball off, and it goes off just at the 22-meter mark inside Whitewater territory.
Christensen stepping in to take the kick for territory for the injured Bolstead, who went out earlier. Kicking game's been very critical here for Minnesota Duluth. Utilized this skill set exceptionally well to gain territory all throughout this match, really putting a great deal of pressure on Whitewater.
And Whitewater able to intercept the ball on the line out. Taken out to the backers. Backers out to Healy. Healy getting out to Sidnick. Sidnick getting out to Kitchener. Kitchener trying to find a little space. Kicks the ball. Setting up for the grub. Forward territory recovered by Eric Wellman. And looks like it will be called out in touch just inside the 50-meter mark. Just at the 50-meter mark.
We got a flag out for dangerous play there by the assistant referee.
See the recovery by Demetrius Demoulas. Great transition for these players out from Kitchener, taking it out to Patchowitz.
Threaded the needle on that last pass.
And it's going to be a pig penalty against Minnesota Duluth. It's going to be taken from the original spot where the ball was concluded and in touch.
I think that was back to the late hit after the kick was taken.
Ball's taken out. That is Jonathan Wright trying to lower his shoulder and crash right through. Ball looks like it was lost in possession, and we have a forward knock ball against Whitewater.
Whitewater taking no timeouts here in this game. They're still very much in it. Time is ticking away at this stage.
Just under 2.5 minutes remaining in this match. Christensen getting the ball in. Whitewater trying to attack quickly on defense. Ball's taken out to Rodell. Rodell's taken down immediately. Trying to just get it to the 22-meter mark. Ball's taken out to Tyre. Tyre with a grubber kick, trying to recover his own kick. And it is recovered by Patchowitz, and we have a penalty against Whitewater. It looks like it will be taken back at the 22 and offsides.
See Tyre a little hesitant on that kick. Talk to his teammates about just possession. We need the ball. There's 2 minutes left. Take as few risks as possible.
And ball goes straight out into touch. Just about a 5-10 meter mark kick.
If you're Minnesota Duluth at this point, you're just trying to eat out the clock as much as you can. You're in the driver's seat at this stage in terms of the score line. Just good, solid ball possession.
We're at about 80 seconds till finding out who the new Division II Men's College National Champion will be.
Minnesota Duluth just minutes away from defending their title.
Lucas Girouche taken down immediately. Taken out to Rodell. Rodell hit upon reception, and ball is lost. It is picked up by Samuel Corner. Ball's taken out by Healy and intercepted. It will be taken back to the knock-on. Duluth will have possession of this scrum.
You see just a bit of frustration there on that knock forward. As we're coming into the last few seconds there. Really, Whitewater needs possession. Great support for both sides here from the fans here at Furman University in Greenville, South Carolina.
Ball's taken now. Rodell dropping that shoulder, crashing down, driving through, getting it down to the 44. Ball's taken by Tyre. Tyre cutting inside, trying to show a little bit more quickness that he's been showing all day. Getting taken down just outside, just within the 50 meters.
Your communication, everybody urging on 30 seconds to go. We're into injury time here.
Penalty against Whitewater. It looks like this might just be it.
So referee McIver take a look at his watch. Closing in on the last final seconds.
Ball's taken in by Hansen. Quick tap off by Christensen. Christensen kicking the ball out. And that is game! Minnesota Duluth has retweeted again as the men's Division II college national champions. What a great match. Katie, what was the things that you were seeing out of this match?
Well, just take a look here at this enthusiasm from this team. We talked about there's so much communication into this second half. Jake Ludiger's just fantastic job early on, first couple of minutes, scoring that early try, setting the tone. UW-Whitewater, the story was all for them in that first half. Second half, it just wasn't much they could do to really combat the scoring threats that they have on this Duluth squad.
You couldn't ask for a better play. Strong runs, quick plays, big hits. It was everything that you could ask for. This is no doubt in my mind that these were two of the top teams in Division II, if not the two top teams in Division II. Great weekend from everybody. 4 teams came out here showing everything, putting everything on the line, and you couldn't have asked for a better turnout.
It's really exceptional play from both sides. Skill sets really at a high level here. So many different individuals, difficult discussions in terms of selection for the All-American squads as well. So many great players and names to come from. For the fans here who traveled far and wide to come and check this out, just great effort. For those of you tuned in at home, really appreciate it. So much good work, and credit to Minnesota Duluth for defending their national championship title. Whitewater too, just an exceptional effort here, really showed up to play, kept everyone on their toes at any point in time.
This was truly anybody's match. It was always just one small play away from just being a different score. Whitewater should not take anything except for happiness out of this game. They played tough. Even though they might not have gotten the result that they might have wanted, they came and took the challenge that they even put up themselves.
So you take a few minutes to pan the crowd here. Take a look at there's Bolstead there. He's got a sling on, just great effort. Fantastic on the boot all day long.
You guys can check out just everything that happened in this game. Just the big plays coming off from Duluth. First scored by Tyre, opening up the match. Then a big hit by big Brandon Lopez.
Lopez, just a wonderful effort to put Whitewater on the front foot at that stage.
Then you're just seeing Drzwicki showing that speed that he'd been showing all weekend long. Ludiger showing more of that power, the one that we know him for. Great possession, great awareness by all the players in this game.
Tyre just on that goose step really showed up this match in particular. Picked a great time to excel. What a solid tackle there that was.
You can see Hansen, great leader on the field, maintaining communication. Then you had what could be considered one of the biggest game changers, that opening play of the second half. Ludiger just shunning everybody off to just give the opening momentum for Duluth. Patchowitz taking it in for Whitewater, letting them know that there was no quitting for this Whitewater team.
This was the effort there for Hansen. Just great field awareness, as you said, such a great leader. He was all about this try at this point in time. There's no question where he was going when he tapped that ball.
Getting to see some of the final play before we take it down. Big plays by Luke DeRouche. Just great ball handling, great skill. You could argue these teams could play against anybody in the country. They're just as good as anybody in the country.
Healy just unfortunate there for that knock forward. One of the last possessions Whitewater had. Kind of closed the door on any last-minute attempts to get back in.
We take it down to the field for the
Duluth
award ceremony.
Coached by Jeremy Kachuba and Joe Martin. Second championship in 2 years. Congratulations, gentlemen.
It's the second championship in 2 years for Minnesota Duluth. Coach Jeremy Kachuba. Credit him for excellent efforts in marshaling this group of athletes. As well,
your MVP.
Great stuff by Pat O'Connor as well, too, on the Whitewater side.
Jake Lukers.
And Jake Lukers has been named as the MVP for this match. You've got to give him all the credit. You couldn't think of a better person to take it. Just great play, not even just today, even yesterday, taking lead, showing the charge, and really setting the momentum for the way this Minnesota Duluth team played.
Just multiple tries scored. Kachuba talked about he's the most talented athlete that he's ever seen play for this Minnesota Duluth team. Considering the number of great weapons that they have here. Fantastic effort by Lukers.
There's little doubt in any of that. Hopefully we get to see him at the next level as he continues his career in rugby. See Ludiger just showing out just nothing but power, speed, deceptive pace, just great awareness. You can see great body control, and just almost as if there's it's just him and the try line.
Really, he just works exceptionally to make those open field breaks happen by reading the field, seeing where the space is, and then utilizing speed and power to get the job done.
That is a man with a tunnel vision for the score. That is a hunger. You can't teach that. That is just purely innate.
See Pan there, the Minnesota Duluth team receiving their medals.
Got to give credit to this program. This is their third attempt. This is their third attempt at the championship in 3 years. This is their second win over the course. They have started to show that they have all the momentum of being a classic, legendary program.
A lot of attention has been paid to their dominance here in Division II Men's Championship Rugby. Really, they have earned those accolades from so many. Credit again to Whitewater for such a great challenge, you know, going into it. Minnesota Duluth very often is never on the wrong side of the score line. They really gave him a fantastic game here. Lukers, you talk about him being named the MVP. Bolstead and him really do link up a number of times to create those gaps and make that space happen. And Hansen as well, just really an inspirational leader.
All right, thank you to everyone for joining us here at Furman University this weekend. We wish you all safe travels as you head back home. Congratulations again to both teams for a hard-fought game and a great season. And we hope to see you all again next year, and best of luck in the spring season.
There's a lot of congratulations, and you got to give a lot of credit to the support from those Minnesota Duluth fans. They traveled from a long distance to watch their team come and repeat, and they've been able to at least take everything you could ask for from this trip.
It's a good shot of some of the diehard fans there.
Once again, you got to give a lot of credit to that UW-Whitewater team. They brought in a great game plan. They took it down to the try line several times. They were just within distance, but you know, sometimes it's just the way it's the inches and the centimeters that make the difference in the games. give them a lot of credit.
As they set up for this photo op here, this national championship Fighting Penguins University of Minnesota Duluth team here. We kind of reflect back on so many quality programs here, great field of athletes and competitors. We saw a fantastic consolation match here. Notre Dame College against James Madison University. And also credit to University of Wisconsin-Whitewater for really giving us a thrill.
And we got to say, it's been a great weekend. We want to thank Furman University for taking the time to allow us to be here on the field, USA Rugby for being able to broadcast and produce this championship match. All 4 teams, James Madison, Minnesota Duluth, Notre Dame College, and UW-Whitewater for coming out and showing great competition. My name is Gift Time and Bailey. Katie, I want to thank you for a great time being able to commentate with you all this weekend. It has been a blast.
Absolutely, Gift. Anytime. Really just congratulations again to our national championship, Minnesota Duluth Fighting Penguins as well. Our consolation winners here, Notre Dame College. Exceptional job by everybody. We appreciate everybody tuning in back home, and we'll catch you next time here on USA Rugby TV. Thanks for watching.
Cheers, everyone.